Okay, it's day 105, and this is part 3, NADRA, 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 NADRA. A long time ago, I received an email, or we received an email, who knows if we received it, the research community received an email from Julian Assange, pulling out an 8-year-ago email to some Pakistani folks, and I think it was Imran Khan, and he was running the opposition party, which I think is the PPP. No more P's, please. Anyway, it was for some reason Julian saying, hey, they got all your data here, bro. You know, they're tracking you, bro. You know, Pakistan, if you don't remember, trialed the biometric phone that doesn't work unless it's near you. And they track this biometric device, this watch or whatever I think it is, the credit card, I think also. And so we had thought, okay, the Awans are outsourcing the NADRA application. You know, the people are coming in to work at DISA, the Defense Information Systems Agency. DISA has the Five Eyes Agreement, sending the data out. They're working at NGA to do the geolocation out of St. Louis and also in Virginia. You know, the DISA location in Springfield is where JTTF is doing this illegal surveillance system. The CJIS in Clarksburg, West Virginia, is the one doing this, where the vault is for all the information. So this thing comes out about Q talking about Greenbrier being the location of the D-Wave computer, and I had said the D-Wave was in Clarksburg. And then NORAD, the NORAD piece we had before with Gwennaady Krupnik in Canada, the Canadian Space Program, along with Bouchard, who was NORAD. And I'd met with Doug Lamborn, who was a congressman from NORAD, etc. So we had a lot of these pieces of the whole puzzle, you know, but we were missing the part in McLean, Virginia. And that's really where Conceris is the kind of the third piece of that triangle. Conceris is this front company that is basically DynCorp. So I knew it was going to be DynCorp, but you know, they're not so stupid. They're going to change their name, right? But they're in charge of all these 8A firms for all the, you know, DHS, DISA, as well as Small Business Administration, GSA, etc. So anyway, where we finally got to yesterday was looking at the Small Business Administration, and it's full of help desk. We're watching the people. We've gone there maybe 5-6 times, and we're watching the people. And kind of Museum of the Bible is kind of our cover, and couldn't find out where are these people. We're seeing all these visitors coming and going, but we're not ever seeing anybody with any badges going in and out of there. So it's like they've got all these help desk people. Then Caceres had the 3 satellites, and then I said, oh, this is probably the waypoint. When they first come to the United States, they're working NADRA over there. They're training over there. You know, Imran's flying over there to help people out, train them, and then they're bringing them back here when they're ready. And he's probably needs to be there 3 months a year to do the evaluations and so forth. And then Hina's going to have the satellite piece. Sorry, Beingum has the satellite piece. The whole program, the whole Pakistani program was done by a Polish guy. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but this is going to be the NADRA system, and it really does tie everything together quite nicely. I am at odds with Q a little bit because he thinks Greenbrier is the place. I thought Iron Mountain Storage was there, a sort of a sister storage facility to the one in Bluffdale, Utah. So it really surprised me if something called Iron Eagle was there, which is a supercomputer. Maybe so, maybe because it's so well fortified in the mountains. Who knows? Speaking of the mountains, just for real fun, Quinn Michael put this C, people will know what I'm talking about. He put the C in the Antarctica, kind of facing toward the 5 continents. I said, oh, Nazi railgun, Nazi railgun. Nazis used to go in and they would cut a perfect oval into the mountain compared to the contours of the mountain for the railgun, and then that way they could, you know, go in 180. Swiss did this too with 180-degree direction, and then just poke holes in the mountain as they need to. And then you find a mountain that's relatively fits an ellipse, and then that would explain the soldiers moving back and forth and loading and unloading and so forth. So there's just a little bit of fun. Quinn Michael, you know, in about 5 minutes, you know, you listen to him and you go, oh my God, that's it. You know, they've got the Navy reactors there, directed energy. They're going to have a big directed energy weapon. So I don't know if playing these brilliant pebbles, it's from Sandia Lab. You know, I don't know if there's actually that this Star Wars is actually being effectuated or not, you know, with these brilliant pebbles. Could you generate enough electricity, or, you know, with the directed energy weapon to knock out stuff? Who knows? But anyway, that's fun science fiction. But it did look like the old Nazi railgun from 75 years ago. Well, I guess, yeah, in World War II. So I do think it's NADRA. The question is now, with these disclosures about FISA, and don't forget, this dossier just isn't on the Trump family and the Trump court. This dossier is on everyone in the United States. It's going to be called the disposition matrix. The part I didn't consider before was that it was an illegal program. I always thought this was a legal program that got put through the defense community, but maybe it's not. Maybe the CIA went ahead with this without permission. That's the only question we have today. With the falsified 302s, with Andy McCabe and company, hey, I've been there. I know that the 302s are falsified, but when you're talking to JTTF, sorry, not Field. But this is a real question now, is this secret little whatever kind of gun they got going on, it could be just a regular ballistic missile system, is that, I don't really care about that, I guess, unless, I mean, we should probably talk about that in Congress, but what I do care about is the NADRA system, because putting in a geolocating system is bad news. That's worse than Snowden's disclosures. And as I always said, this would be the NGA. The story would be the NGA, it wouldn't be the NSA.